Stop chasing. Look, it's Marcel, aka Honey Bunny Sunny, and you know I'm on a mission to make you some money. All right. What a crazy, crazy move in the market, y'all. Y'all get on in here. Let's talk about it. What a crazy, crazy move in the market. Y'all get on in here and let's talk about it. Okay. It is absolutely, absolutely insane what's taking place right now. All right. We're gonna go into the charts in just a second. I'm gonna let some more people get in here so we can make sure we are locked in. As you guys come in, make sure that you drop what city you're chiming in from, and drop. Did you just see what just took place in the market? Right? Do y'all see what's going on? Best Beezy, what up, man? QTZ, what's going on? Y'all see what's going on? I'm sitting. He's like, it was yeah. Honey Bunny, Sunny, you already know. Brittany, what's going on? How you feeling? Yeah, we got to jump into these charts because it just got really crazy just like over the past few minutes, right? This is midday. All right, I'm trying to make sure people in the group are chiming in. This move right here is crazy. Hinting at the downside, all of a sudden popping up, to the upside and starting to form some reversals. But we're gonna take some time to look at it, yo. I'm just gonna give it a few more moments for people to get in here before we jump into it. All right. Day 2 on the juice cleanse. How y'all feeling? I'm feeling hydrated. He said, "I'm looking over for what the news. What news did this? It's called market manipulation, my boy. It's called market manipulation. What's going on from New York? There we go. Is it D Goods? What's going on, D Goods? Yeah, I'm not seeing any news on this. It looks like market manipulation. Literally, Angel just said market manipulation in the group. That's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing, yo. I'm seeing pure market manipulation. But we're gonna jump into the charts right now, to see exactly what's going on. All right, let's get into it. We're gonna get right into it. All right. So I got Palantir pulled up. Yo, so all right, so Palantir literally, I want to say just maybe 15 minutes ago was down here at 161, and it jumped about $3, right? And now it's hinting at possibly forming a reversal. Now I will say this, right? I just actually just it's funny that this is happening like this right now. I literally just recorded a video talking about where Palantir was positioned, right? Excuse me. If you look at this right here, right? This is using the Bollinger Band Keltner channel strategy. Again, I'm getting ready to post that video. Like once I get off here, I got to edit it, then I'll post it, and it'll have more context. But we got a reversal right here, and then we got a mean reversion that took less than a week to happen. Right. This is going to be one of the best swing strategies that you can use. It's the best one that I've used. So I was talking about in that video how I wouldn't enter on a candle like this. Like when we're seeing like a bearish candle like this, I'm not really interested in getting in it, even if it does obey the other rules of the Keltner Channel Bollinger Band trading strategy. But I was seeing, I'm like, hey, we do have an opportunity here, even though it was bearish. I'm like, okay, if we start to bounce here, this could be a really good opportunity. But there's a couple of things that I want y'all to just like be aware of, right? Hold on, I'm about to give me 2 seconds. I'm about to I gotta literally like reload this page right here because my order block is not showing up. Give it a second to reload. I want to show you the two scenarios that I think are at play right now with Palantir. All right. All right. So Palantir um is hugging the edge of this Bollinger Band, right? The Keltner channel is not is not quite inside yet, right? But by the time this forms a fail two up or fail two down, it will be. All right. Now, we know that the market can manipulate you, it can play games with you, it can blow up technicals. If we took time to go back and observe all of the technicals that were blown up during this presidency, I would not be surprised if it's been the most, right? Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on, COVID and stuff like that. But like in terms of they're supposed to be like we're supposed to be in like a normal economy, there is just like tons of like just fake outs, like out of nowhere, like pushes down and completely blowing up things that are beautifully set up. So with that being said, whenever I'm giving you guys levels and whenever I'm giving you guys an explanation, I'm also giving you guys the opposite scenario too, just in case we get some sort of blowback, right? Some sort of like just out of nowhere, like we just got right now. We're talking about almost a $3 move. All right. So for this, if we can form a hammer here, right? Preferably a failed two down. That opens up the door for the next day, Thursday, being a confirmation, setting off this swing strategy, right? If we can get a again a reversal signal right here and a confirmation tomorrow, then I'm very interested in swinging Palantir for 30 days, right? 4 week contracts, right? It should happen within the first week or two, but 4 week contracts is what I'd be interested in um, with Palantir if we close um, with a failed two down or just a hammer, and then again I'm not entering today, and then a like a confirmation tomorrow. As long as that confirmation stays somewhere in the range of like 172, 173. We don't want the confirmation to be too big. All right. The other scenario, which is something that I actually would like to happen, right? Because this swing you can make good money, right? These mean reversions you can get 50 to 100% on these, right? As I think Best Beasy has used this strategy that I've showed him. I'm pretty sure he's made plenty of money off of this, right? This right here is where I really would like Palantir to come down to, because this order block right here, there's a lot of buyers here, right? There's a lot of people that have been waiting to get into Palantir, and it hasn't really been given it an opportunity yet. We've had pullbacks right to this level, and this seems to be where people love it, around 150, right? The last time it came to 150, it went to 200. Okay, so if we can come down again, that would put us at. I'm gonna give you the exact measurement from the exact fall from highs, right? If we come down into this order block, we'd be down 28% at the top, and it'll be 32% at the bottom of that order block. So anywhere in the range of 142 to 150, I'm going straight leaps with Palantir. Straight leaps. Straight leaps with Palantir when we come into this area here. Right? Obviously not blindly. We do want to get some sort of reversal taking place in that area before we enter. But this is what I'm waiting for, and apparently a lot of institutions are waiting for as well. These are really good buying levels. The market right now, like I said, I believe is being manipulated. There's just out of nowhere, the entire market just jumped. When we see the market moving like this, that's when we have to go into our bag of discipline, right? We have to go into our bag of like making sure that we're not front running anything. We gotta get confirmations on confirmations. It may not be the best time to to take those swings that are weeklies, right? if you're swinging something, it needs to be, you know, according to, you know, the strategy that I just talked about, but also it being out further, right? The weeklies may not ride in this particular environment. Not right now, right? I wouldn't recommend it unless you want major drawdown or you're doing some sort of size for zero and don't mind, like I said, the drawdown, and don't mind losing the money. Okay. So yeah, so for Palantir, I want to see that come down to like 142, somewhere in that range. We get there, like I'm putting big money into swings, leaps, right? January 2027, possibly 2028. All right. Um, I do think that we do have some, you know, some great upside that's looming in the market. And we possibly could see some sort of like downside, you know, the latter part of you know, of 2026 of this year. But I think that the bullish sentiment plays out first, and then when we see that downside, it's more of a pullback. All right. So again, for Palantir, if we can get this to close today on a failed two down or a hammer closing off this Bollinger Band, and then Thursday, right, tomorrow, we can get confirmation with a higher high and a higher low somewhere in this area here, like 170. Not, I don't really want it to exceed 173, because again, what we're playing it to is the mean. So we're looking to take profits in this area right here around 178, if all of that pans out. But if the confirmation candle, you know, closes all the way up here by the mean, then it's no point in swinging it. What you would want to do is wait until it can get above the mean, and then, you know, want to retrace to highs, or that it rejects off of it and confirms to come back to the downside. All right. And if we do get that, you know, that confirmation and go up and then reverse, then that next wave down could be coming into that 150 area, which, like I said, I would absolutely love to see. All right. Let's see. P, what's going on, man? Joey, how you feeling? James, what's going on? Am I still in Tesla? Yes, I am. I am still in Tesla. I'm size for zero in Tesla. So, like I said, with that particular trade, it's like whichever, you know, I'm completely fine with the downside. You know, it's two more days. Today was literally a okey doke day. Like literally, the setup to the downside just got blown up. If I were in my normal size in that trade, then I would have cut it. Like I would have cut it, you know, 20-30% in, or, you know, at the break of that previous candle. But since I'm size for zero, I'm just like, you know, whatever happens. If, you know, if it takes 2 more days for the move to take place, then, you know, then I'm fine with that. But either way, like I said, I went into it knowing that there's a possibility that the whole thing goes literally because of, you know, like Donald Trump talking, or, you know, whatever has been taking place this week. All right. So again, I don't take size for zero trades in every trade that I take, but when I do that, I'm usually going to hold it until I'm into profit, or I get a profit that I like. But typically, like, you know, intraday, I'm trading, you know, if I'm trading larger size, I'm not about to be sizing for zero, you know, with, you know, $5,000-$10,000 on the line, right? You said you don't see me? You don't see me? Give me 1 second. How about now? Can y'all see me now? You can see me now? Let me know if you can see me now. He says, there we go. Okay. All right, cool. Um, all right, so yeah, so that was the scenario with Palantir. So let's look at some of these other setups. Here's the thing. Everything in the market is right now as it stands, like showing some sort of like reversal, right? We got just like a huge bounce across the market. Um, so pretty virtually anything that I click on is going to be showing like reversal. Um, we look at Palantir, very similar setup. Um, it's the reverse hammer at the end of the down move. Today is actually a confirmation day for Hood. So if Hood can close above yesterday's highs, then this may not be a bad opportunity for a swing. All right, let's make this a little larger. So Hood got the reverse hammer as well as a fail two down yesterday. Today's supposed to be a confirmation day. So if it can close, somewhere around, I'd say 108.50, 109, somewhere around there, just a higher high and a higher low than yesterday, then this could possibly be something that we day trade tomorrow. Again, I'm not trying to encourage any sort of swings that are weekly in this market. So instead of looking for the swing setup, I'm looking for what's the sentiment for the next day? And if we can get the confirmation, the sentiment for tomorrow should be bullish and ready to retrace, to this level of 119, right? A stock like Hood could do that all in one day, but we just have to wait and see. All right. So Hood actually looks pretty good for something that may go on the watch list for intraday trading tomorrow. All right. Do y'all have any stocks that y'all wanna see? Meta and Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia was actually something I was like contemplating putting on my watch list this morning, but uh, decided not to. But let's go to Nvidia. I believe Nvidia was like bouncing most of the day. It's probably up like 2%. Oh wow, it's up almost 4%. Okay, let's look at Nvidia. Yeah, yeah. Nvidia is right. Is I think it just filled the gap. It's damn near about to fill this gap. So yeah, Nvidia was one of those stocks that got the benefit of today's wild market, right? It opened up at a order block, which it came to yesterday. This is not something that we could have predicted, y'all. It was in a it was at this bullish order block yesterday, but it was with a bearish candle. So we could have it wouldn't have been responsible to take that because there was no confirmation, right? Sometimes this is the thing about the market, right? And this is the part that you're going to realize when you kind of like zoom out. There's going to be times where stuff that is not there works out, and you're going to be like, damn, how did I not see that? Because it wasn't there. And then there's going to be times where something is there and it doesn't work out because there may be something like a today, like Donald Trump deciding to speak before the market opens, right? Or or just so there will be times where things that are there don't work out, and you have to just understand that should not necessarily change the fact that you take trades. You just have to also understand that, like, okay, like this is what's creating the probability, right? It's times like this that create those times that such a good setup doesn't work, right? So if something is 80%, like 20% of the time it's not going to work out. And sometimes you can get caught up in the 20, especially if you're trading on a consistent basis. So when we have these like days that are like manipulated and stuff like that, I just I just kind of chalk it up to the fact that, like, okay, if this worked every single time, then everybody would be rich. So that's what probability is about. It's like sometimes it doesn't work, but you still have to have the discipline and courage to still go after the same setups even when they don't work. And I want y'all to understand, I'm not saying blindly trade. I'm saying if something is high probability, you have to be able to. It's almost like getting hit in a fight. You know what I mean? It's like when you first of all, when you get in a fight, there's a chance that you're going to lose anyway. It's a chance, right? Because anything can happen. You can slip, whatever. Like somebody can sneak you. It's so many different things that can happen, right? But there's still a probability there. So if you get hit, you don't just stop right there. It's just like, okay, like that was likely that was going to happen. Like it was a chance that was going to happen because you were engaging in a fight. But you gotta continue to show up. You gotta continue to move forward, or you will ultimately lose. So it's like we got to get in the habit of like consistently being able to dust ourselves off if there is something that is there. Don't dust yourself off if it's something that's not there. Like if the setup is not there and you took it, then that's when you have to blame yourself. You have to say, I made a bad decision. But if the setup is there and you took it and it didn't work out, you have to be able to mentally like detach yourself from the result and say that, hey, that's not my fault. That is like something that happened in the market, and sometimes that will happen. So I have to be prepared for certain days to lose money. This is why I really strongly advise zero size for zero trading. Like when I say it, it's typically because I'm like, all right, well, you just kind of don't know where we are with announcements and things like that. Whenever Trump is speaking, whenever there's like a Fed speaking that week, or like there's like um, was it PCE data, right? Major earnings. It's like you don't want to have your normal size during weeks like that. Short weeks when there's a holiday, you don't want to have your normal size during weeks like that because there's a chance that something goes wrong. So it's like, all right, if the losses that I take are not with my normal size, right? They're smaller losses. Then when I have the bigger wins with more size, it will more than compensate for that. All right. So I'm just trying to like I'm speaking as you guys, like to try to get you into that mode. All right. It says, can you look at EXE? Yeah, I got you. EXE, Apple, Meta, Nvidia. All right. So yeah. Okay. I see that. Okay. The camera. It looked like the camera cut off again. That's crazy. I'm gonna keep going, guys. I'll get to the camera in a second, but just pay attention to the charts. All right, so Nvidia again, like I said, it's made a pretty significant move and closed the gap. We couldn't have anticipated that it was going to do this yesterday. Like I said, we were waiting for confirmation, but we can see Nvidia go and retrace to highs, but again, I don't see anything that says get into Nvidia now. It's also sitting right at the mean, so it did a mean reversion already. So I'm not necessarily interested in any sort of like swing or anything in Nvidia. But we'll see how it checks out tomorrow, and it may be possibly something that I do decide to day trade. All right. So that's Nvidia. She said Meta. All right. Yeah, Meta. Meta looks like it's closing on a confirmation today. All right. So Meta could be making a trip back up to the upside. It got the tweezer bottoms, right? It had a reversal signal yesterday. Today it's forming a tweezer with a confirmation. This could be a really good opportunity, to take Meta back up here to this like 632. Again, I'm not going to be swinging anything on the weekly, but I will be looking to day trade, these, some of these stocks. So again, like I said, this is a confirmation candle, but I wouldn't necessarily swing Meta in this particular environment. I do want to see exactly what they're trying to do by letting a couple of days go by. So I'm not recommending like any swings on weekly basis, especially with 2 days left. All right, but Meta does look good and looks like it's going to close with a confirmation. All right, he's like, this was me today. I was in RKLB, got out too soon, and then finally decided to go in the right. Yeah. I mean, listen, a lot of people today, like I took one trade on Palantir and made 3%, right? that right there just gives you an idea what the market is. I made 3% on that trade, got out because it was just too much consolidation. So yeah, let's go back. All right, so that was Meta. You said EXE. Yeah, y'all. So there's some times during the year that are like really, really, really good times to trade, and it's gonna be real fun, and we're gonna be real excited in the group. And then there's also gonna be times where it sucks, right? And a lot of times you'll notice, like, Zay didn't take a trade today. I took one trade and made 3%. So if y'all see us like not really feeling the market, try. I would say try not to go against that. Like try to follow that, because if we're looking around, and again, y'all can see some stocks that we may not see, but the stocks that we're looking at usually tell a story about what's happening across the market. So if we like, nah, it's not really the greatest day, it's the best time to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna just sit this one out. You know what I'm saying? That saying is like, it's either a hell yeah or no. You gotta apply that same thing to trading. All right, so EXE looks like it made it. Wow, this thing took off like over the past couple of days. It had a reversal. It had this fail to down on the 6th, so Friday. So from Friday, it went from, this thing jumped like $10 since Friday. It's rejecting. I'm not super familiar with this stock, but it is rejecting from what looks like the Keltner channel on the daily. I don't see anything that confirms this in any direction. Again, it has been very bullish, but we're seeing a very strong rejection, off of this area right here, which is there is a resistance at 113, so it's not quite there. It's about $4 away from that, but there seems to be a lot of selling pressure, coming in from that area. Again, y'all, if the camera cut off, I think there might be like a short in my wire. So I think I'm gonna have to replace that for tomorrow's live. But if it's cut off, don't worry about it. Like just like I said, just listen to what I'm saying and watch the charts. So that's EXE. I'm not really, like I said, I don't see anything like super exciting happening on that. Let me look at the 4-hour real quick. Okay, we got a little gap. Yeah. So if EXE was able to close, somewhere around here, like 107.50, then that could create a scenario of me being interested in this downside, because it does have a little gap to fill. But right now, it's forming an inside candle, but we still would need confirmation. So yeah, for me, it's not necessarily a move just yet, but there is some downside that's formulating. All right. Was there anything else that y'all wanted to see? Also, y'all, as y'all come in here, do me a favor and hit the like button. All right. That really helps out in terms of getting this live out to as many people as possible. So if y'all could do that for me, I would be greatly appreciated. Just doop, hit that like button. You know how it is. Never gatekeep the likes. I never gatekeep the information. All right. It says, yeah, you gotta know when to stay calm. Yeah, it's crazy shit. Yeah, these market streets are really wild right now. You know? So you wanna make sure that you are definitely protecting yourself and moving with caution. I do see some. You know what? I want to look at a couple of Let me look at Iran. There's a couple of well, not Iran, IBIT. There's a couple of like crypto stocks that I think are gonna do well. Yeah, yeah. So it looks like IBIT is forming a bullish engulfing, and I think that we see a nice push on this tomorrow. Again, I'm not getting into any swings today, but let me see something. It's on the 4 hour. Let's see. Yeah, fell to down. Yeah, fell to down. Yeah, this is IBIT. I think IBIT is gonna print tomorrow. Actually, it has a solid fail to down. I was watching volume come in on this earlier today. It went as low as as 49 40 was it 40 49.38, and it's pushed all the way back up to recover, and it's going to wind up closing higher, so like closing higher than what it opened. So I do like IBIT. I do see that crypto, Bitcoin as well as Ethereum, are sitting at reversal levels. So this could just be following it. I know there was a lot of volume when I was looking at the bots earlier coming into crypto stocks. So this may be a solid play. Again, I'm not going to necessarily call a swing on this one, but definitely looking to trade this tomorrow. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we see this up, a couple percent in the morning, right? But again, we want to be cautious this week. But I'm going to be looking to to get into this as well as IREN. Let's see where IREN is. Let's see. You said you got out of EXE calls for 10% yesterday night. It hit. You said yesterday it hit your target. Okay. Today 111. Nice, nice. You said this little manipulation made you hungry on this. Hey, listen, man. Hey, Mark Quinn, man. When you want to fast, one thing I would definitely say, like as I'm drinking this juice, I'm realizing that I have to just do less. Right? You gotta use less of your brain and less of your body, because you will get very fatigued. You know what I'm saying? You will get very fatigued. All right. So Iran, yeah. There's flow coming into Iran, but it looked like it's kind of like because it came all the way down here, so it's definitely pushing up. Because I think Iran was down like a couple percent at one point today, so it's definitely pushing up. Yeah, I like Iran if it can get above 58.72 tomorrow. I'd definitely be interested in entering that play, especially with a recovery like today. Yeah, that'll be a huge opportunity. So keep Iran on your radar, y'all. It's a lot of flow coming into Iran. Um, and make sure you mark the level of 58.72. Right, just turn on notifications for that. Once it breaches that, it's some clean upside. So I'll come in tomorrow and confirm that particular move. Y'all got any other plays that y'all wanna see? Yeah, nah, for sure, Marquin. You gotta, like I said, like I'm. You really, when you're cleansing and fasting, it's supposed to be like a sacred time where you're also like resting and processing things. So I be trying to keep that in mind. Obviously, like being a business owner, um, or investor, work. Not even just business owner. You work, being a parent. It's a lot of things that you have to do throughout the day. So I just try to think about like what are some things that I could strip away. So I typically go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like at least 5 times a week, right? So I'm like, all right, well, if I'm cleansing or whatever, let me make sure that my gym days that I'm taking off, right? Those 2 days that I'm taking off are definitely falling like during the time of that fast. And I may even, cut it to like 3 days just to make sure that majority of the fast is like, like I'm not like doing like strenuous exercise. Um, because like I said, it's not that it's bad to exercise when you're on it, but it's just like that combined with other things, right? So you want to preserve as much energy as possible. All right. Let's see what else. Yeah, Tesla just went absolutely ridiculous. AMD as well. AMD is probably ready to go to that next level. That was something that we talked about on the live as well. It looks like, yeah, AMD is on its way to this order block right here. So there may be another opportunity to get puts in this, especially with it's created three gaps. So whenever you see this many gaps, typically we get like some sort of like fall at some point. So with AMD, I'd be interested in possible reversals, in this 261 area. So I'll definitely be watching for how the price action is when it gets to this level, because there's a lot of people that want to sell it at this level. Again, last time it was up there, it came all the way down to $200, so it fell $65 at this level last time. So this could be a really good opportunity up here to slam AMD back to the downside. And again, if it breaks above it with force, then of course we would just ignore it. We wouldn't even be interested in a reversal. At that point, it may be looking to try to find new highs. All right, all right, y'all. I'm gonna actually like hop off in a second. I'm gonna make sure that this. Oh, y'all got some more for me? Hold on. CIFR and Dale. Again, y'all, if y'all are just joining this live, please excuse the fact that I'm not in the corner. I know y'all want to see my face and all that, but my I believe my cord has a short, which I need to replace for tomorrow's live. But yeah, we'll do CIFR and we'll do, what was the other one? Dale. Yeah, we'll do those two. All right. So CIFR, Cipher Mining. Okay. So right now it's in a very neutral spot right now. Um, we're seeing quite a bit of, it's kind of like caught in this range. in this tight range between the Bollinger Band and the mean, right? You know, we get a big move up, big move down, big move up. So kind of choppy here. And then we got an indecision candle on the day. I'm not seeing anything that's making me excited about getting in. Let me just kind of look to the left a little bit to see what's going on. Okay, we had a major move to the downside. It tried to form a double bottom right here on Tuesday, December 16th, and instead of it, you know, having a similar retracement as it did drop, it's kind of just like melting up a little bit, fizzling out. So again, when we take plays, y'all, we want to look for plays that have movement, right? Liquidity. We want to see. We don't want to take moves in traffic. Like when you see a bunch of wicks and stuff like that, like that's you want to see smooth opportunities like this, right? So when you see a consistency of red, then that means that there's going to be a consistency of green, like right here, to follow. When you see chop, then you know you just don't know how long it's going to stay in a chop. When it comes out of it, yes, it usually does make a pretty solid move. But looking at the daily, there's really no way to tell. Let me pop up to the weekly to see if there's something else that might be being told. Yeah, yeah, still, yeah, nothing is looking. Yeah, nothing that would be short term is really because this could go either way. It's super neutral in the week. It did have a bullish week last week that engulfed the previous week, but we haven't broken above the previous week highs yet. So this could stay neutral or even drop a little bit. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything in the near term that's exciting for CIFR, but I will keep it, you know, in rotation to see if anything starts to develop because it may form like a nice like swing opportunity later, but we'll have to follow it. All right. You said I needed to hear that. Nah, for sure, Mark Quinn, man. You said it goes up with Bitcoin. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's like I said, it's looking super neutral, but we'll like I said, we'll watch it and see what happens with with crypto and if it follows. If y'all are just joining, welcome. Please hit that like button for me. It definitely helps out a lot with the channel. Now I'm gonna look at Dale real quick. All right, gonna look at Dale. And again, y'all, excuse me for the video being off right now as I'm doing the charts. This thing is just being very weird today. Dale looks good. Dale has a bullish Harami. This is a bullish Harami. This is really Dale looks really good actually. Dale looks really good. If it closes like this, I this might be one to swing, and I might just put it out to next week instead of it being weeklies. But this looks really good. A failed two down inside of a bullish Harami, right? Also taking place at the edge of the Bollinger Band. This is a really beautiful setup, Denisha. I like this a lot. I'm actually gonna watch this into the last 10 minutes of the market and make a decision about possibly entering this for next week's contracts. The only thing that I will say is that, well, no, I won't say that because that distance is pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, it got good distance. So yeah, the mean is sitting about $8 away. That's not a bad movement. Yeah, this could be really clean, y'all. Again, if this can close like this may very well be a really good entry for a swing, 2 to 4 weeks out. Really nice. All right, you like that too, Best B? Yeah. Again, y'all, as y'all are coming in, please hit the like button. Don't gatekeep the likes. I never gatekeep the information or the levels. Appreciate y'all. Do y'all have any more stocks y'all want to look at? All right. Again, with Dale, y'all, like we need to see it. It needs to stay a fail two down in order for this bullish harami to remain. But y'all, like we've caught this plenty of times in the group. When y'all see a bullish harami, especially when it's taking place at the edge of a Bollinger Band like that, it can usually just it can fly. So I'm really interested in getting into that. I'm definitely gonna be watching that. You said I was looking at swings. What will make you get into a leap? So again, I was saying leaps need to be 20% down. Let's see. What is Dale 20% down? I also like to also try to like time leaps with order blocks. So institutional levels. How far is Dale down? Let me see. Dale is down. Oh yeah, Dale's down what? 33%. It's already in leap territory. I would need to do more homework on Dale personally, like their financials and stuff like that. But if everything on the fundamental side checks out, um, you could start buying leaps now into these next couple of order blocks. It just depends. Like I said, I got to do some research to just see where they are, from a fundamental standpoint. But this may be something that I add into the Leap channel that's in the Prosperity Collective. I'm gonna do some research on this, and I'll if you're in the Prosperity Collective, you'll see what I did, what I looked at, and I'll post that in the Leap section. But this could potentially be a really good opportunity to get this out to 2027, 2028. Um, yeah, it's at a level right now. It bounced off of it, created a fail two down. Off the Bollinger Band, bullish Harami, really beautiful setup. Again, in terms of leaps, there's still some levels to the downside that obviously would be better buys, but um, you can't really go wrong. Something being down 32%. Like I said, I gotta do some investigation to see exactly why it's down so much, like what exactly happened. But just based off the initial rule, like it looks pretty good. All right. So you said Apple, please. No, I got you, Liz. Let me do Apple real quick. But yeah, no, the initial Dell definitely looks good. I'll follow up with some more details about a longer term play on that. All right. All right. Let's see what Apple has to say. Apple is the same. Apple has the same exact setup down there. Yeah, the only difference is that Apple is not a fail to it's not a fail to D, but it's bouncing right off of an order block. Here, let me bring this down a little bit. It's bouncing right off of an order block. Yep, it made this move. We called the bear flag. It did that. It could, like, the bear flag was measured to 235. So always keep the measure move in mind. But this thing here could go away. Like, it may not want to hit this level first. It may bounce up, retest the bull flag. I'm sorry, the bear flag first. So we could see a bounce here because of the bullish harami that is forming, and it could come back and retest the bear flag, or we could just see tomorrow it just break straight through the level and decide to continue down um, to this target and possibly below. So um, because it's not a failed to D, I wouldn't necessarily swing Apple, but I'm definitely going to be watching it for for potential pop tomorrow. So that's my take on Apple. Like I said, it's in a doji right now, and it's not quite exactly what I'm looking for to take a swing call. But like I said, it bounced off that level, and it is respecting that level. So we could see some decent motion, at least up to about 258 if it decides to pump. She said no app. So it's APP. My bad. I thought you was just saying short for Apple. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see what APP looks like. All right. So APP looks like it's breaking below yesterday's lows. Um, yeah, it had a fail to. What could happen in these last few minutes of the market, right? You could see it possibly bouncing, but I wouldn't bet on any of that, right? We need to wait and see and get confirmation. So it's definitely not in play to the upside just yet, right? There's no confirmation for that. It could possibly continue down to this order block and retest the level, down around 490 or just anywhere between 490 and 500. It looks like it's about a $10 box right here. So yeah, I would just wait for confirmation in either direction. So a close below would open it up for continuation tomorrow. But if it holds this level, then it could possibly want to reverse to the upside tomorrow. But again, also using that 30-day swing strategy that I've made a video on that I will be posting. But I also did mention a little bit earlier in this live. It is hugging the Bollinger Band to the lower extreme. So again, if we can get a confirmation to the upside, um, a reversal signal and then confirmation, it could be wanting to retrace to this level right here around 645, 646, right? So right now, it's not there's not a obvious move, um, but again, a close below, I would be just preparing myself for a bearish tomorrow, and if it bounces, I would prepare myself for a possible confirmation day tomorrow. So really just got to see how this closes, but it looks like from the looks of things, it's little more than a half hour left in the market, and it looks like it you know is holding that level. So it looks like a bounce could possibly be on the horizon. Yeah. They definitely have the potential to drop lower. Like I said, it just got to take out that though, because typically when you see this right here, when you see something form right next to each other at the exact level, that typically forms what we call a tweezer head. So like I said, if this were to push up a little bit, that could be a tweezer head and a possible reversal signal. But if it drops below yesterday's low, then absolutely it can come down into this bullish order block. So yeah, it could definitely come down, but you also got to look at how many days it's already been trending down. So you got 1, 2, 3, 3 days, and then yesterday it was a bullish day, and then today. So 4 days trending down, right? Even on the bullish day, it's still a part of a shorter term bearish trend, even though it was a green day. So again, yeah, it could definitely be making its way down here. I think an earlier entry would have been better. But when you look at the risk to reward, it's like this, it's not that big of a distance to where it could start bouncing. So something like this would be considered chasing, right? So when you got the bearish order block up here, which is where a lot of people entered, right? That was a high risk to reward, right? But now that it's so close to the target, it's considered chasing, because it's like now you want to get in that it's close to the target and you've seen it drop all this time. And typically what can happen when something like that happens is it reverses on you. This is when you see a lot of people get, frustrated about the trade that they're in, because they just they waited a little too long on the entry. So like I said, with this moving so much already in the direction and nearing a very strong support level, I would opt to just kind of leave it alone for right now. All right. Again, y'all, if y'all just joining, welcome. Please hit that like button so that we can get this into the algorithm. Also, if you are looking for a trading home, I gotta say this: the Prosperity Collective is definitely something that I think you should explore. Okay, we have the link in the description of pretty much every video that I've ever created on YouTube. Check out the videos. If you find some value and you're looking, for a community to, connect with, hit the link in the description. Now, typically I find that like people that are a part of a community tend to do better than people that try to go at it alone for various reasons. But the obvious one is just that that support and camaraderie that comes with being in the community. And also, like, when you on the fence about something, you got somebody that you can lean on and ask direct questions. So if you were interested and you tired of, trying to figure out the wild market by yourself, definitely hit that link. All right. And again, y'all, before we go, if you haven't already, like this video so that we can get it out to more people. I'm getting ready to log off of here. I'll be back again tomorrow, every single day during the week, Monday through Friday, 11:30 Pacific, and then again, 11:30 Pacific, which is 2:30 Eastern, and then again on Sunday to do the Sunday watch list. All right. I appreciate y'all. Remember, invest smart, live free. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.